but I'm not biased. I'm an unbiased NFL fan. Who's going to win the Super Bowl this year? My Super Bowl winners, my Super Bowl contenders, my playoff teams, my potential wildcard teams, missing the playoff teams, mediocre at best, young but intriguing, and number one pick I can't read. Number one pick contention. Starting with the trash. Saints. Don't really got to say much. Worst uniforms in the league. They're not winning with those uniforms. They got no quarterback, new head coach, old defense. They might win 3 games this year. Then we got a team that is going 0-17, the New York Football Giants. Hardest schedule in the league, no quarterback, struggling offense. They only got Malik Neighbors. They have a good front seven, but it's not going to carry them because they play the hardest division or the hardest schedule in the league. I don't think they win a game this year. I think they go 0-17. Dolphins, mediocre at best. Literally the definition of mid. I don't see them doing anything this year. I think Tyreek probably gets traded by the end of the year. I don't even know if Tua is going to still be playing football by the end of the year. They don't really have a good defense. And without Tua and Tyreek Hill, they're literally terrible. I mean, you saw them last year. They were terrible when they were both out. So, mediocre at best. Bengals. I had them missing the playoffs. I think they go 7-10. I think Joe Burrow has a career year again. I just don't think they have the defense to keep up with them, their offense basically. And I think they're just not, they're probably not even going to sign their first round pick on defense. So they basically drafted their first round pick for nothing. And they still have a trash defense. They have a great offense, but you need defense as well in this league, and they don't have it. So I think they go 7-10, missing the playoffs. Broncos. I would put them in a playoff team. I think the Broncos are a playoff team. I think they make the wild card, but I think they're a playoff team. I think they go 10-7, 11-6 in that range. And I think they have a good season. They have probably top 3 defense in the league, arguably best defense in the league. They have Bo Nix. Hopefully has a better season than last year. He had a good season last year, but like a better season. And I think they have a young and encouraging offense. So I think their defense will carry them in the beginning, and then they'll figure it out offensively, and they'll go 11-6 and be a playoff team. Vikings, I have them missing the playoffs. I think JJ coming back, first year, back from injury, basically a rookie. I think they were going to regress a lot from last year. Last year, they had like 13, 14 wins. I don't think they do that again. So I have them missing the playoffs. I know that's tough because they have a good team and they have 2 really good receivers. I just don't think it's going to gel just yet. I think they go 7-10. So I think they're going to be like the Bengals where they miss the playoffs, same kind of record for a different reason. Bears, I have same thing, missing the playoffs. I think the Bears are just a mess. I know they got a new head coach, but I don't think I don't think the Bears make the playoffs. I still got to see more from their O-line. I know they beefed it up, but I don't see enough of it yet. The receivers kind of weird. I know they have good receivers, but like it just doesn't seem like they fit. And then and they play in a hard division. They play the Vikings, Packers, and Lions twice a year. So I see them missing the playoffs. The Rams, I see them making the playoffs. I think the Rams have a good team. I think they have a top 5 quarterback in Matthew Stafford. I think Puka's really good, obviously. I think them getting Devontae's really good for their offense. I think they already have a good offense. They have a really good head coach in Sean McVay. They have a okay defense, but I think they can handle themselves in the NFC West and the NFC alone, and I think they make the playoffs. So I'll put them in the playoff teams. The Lions. Now, this might be a shocker. I had them missing the playoffs. We went through their schedule. I think I had them finishing 8-9 or 7-10 around there, or even 9-8. Losing 8 coaches, aging quarterback. Their window basically was last year, and they all got hurt. So I have the Lions missing the playoffs this year, not getting back to the playoffs, not being the number 1 seed again, missing the playoffs. Then I got the Raiders, number 1 pick contention. I don't think it's much said. They got Geno Smith as quarterback. They got a rookie running back, new head coach. They're kind of all over the place. I don't know what they're doing, really. I guess Geno is their quarterback of the future. I don't know. I don't know if they are set on that yet. But I don't think they're going to have a good year this year. I think they go like 4-13. And I think they're going to be number 1 pick contention again. The Niners, I have them as a Super Bowl contending team. The reasoning behind that, They're probably going to go 13-4 because they have the easiest schedule in the NFL. Christian McCaffrey's back healthy, hopefully. They have a great head coach. They have Brock Purdy. They have a couple receivers. Hopefully, Brandon Ayuk comes back healthy. They still have the best tight end in the league. They still have a pretty good defense. Like I said, they have an easy schedule. They probably go 13-4, and that's probably enough to be a Super Bowl contender this year. Then we got the Cardinals. Young, but intriguing. I think they have a young offense. They have Marvin. They have Kyler Murray. We don't know much about their defense. They have a young head coach. They're just a young team. I wouldn't put them at mediocre at best yet. I wouldn't put them missing the playoff teams yet. I wouldn't put them as a potential wildcard team. I think they're young and they need time to grow. Next team up is the Falcons. They're mid. The Falcons are mid. They have a great, offensive core, but they don't really, use it good. I don't know why. I just feel like I just see the Falcons getting, 8 wins, every year. I don't know why. They just are just such an 8 or 7 win team. And we still got to see more from Michael Penix. And then they have a good offense. Bijan's really good. Drake London's really good. But we still have to see more from Michael and their offense and their defense. And I just think they're mid. So I'm going to put them at mid. Jags. Same as the Cardinals. They got a lot of rookies. They're young. New head coach. Still have a young quarterback, kind of. I mean, he's been in the league for now 4 years, I think. But Lawrence is still kind of young. So I put them at young but intriguing. Colts. No one pick, unfortunately. I still don't know what they're doing at quarterback. I don't know if Danny Dimes is going to start. I don't know if Richardson's going to start, but we haven't seen enough from either of them to know that they can lead them to a mid at best or missing the playoff teams. So I'm going to keep them at number 1 pick contention. Jets. Justin Fields just got hurt. He might be missing the first couple weeks of the season. They're basically a dumpster fire every year for some reason. I think the Jets fans are cursed. I'm going to put them at number 1 pick contention. Titans. Same boat. They're young. They got a bunch of new guys, bunch of new faces. Cam Ward. They're basically sending Cam Ward out to die week 1 because they play the Broncos. I think they're going to be a top 5 pick again this year. And it might be a tough season for Titan fans. As usual, though. They're used to it. Panthers. I think the Panthers might be a potential wildcard team. Now, the reason behind that is because when we went through their schedule, we had them finishing right around 9 or 10 wins, which might get them into the wildcard. Might not, but it might. So I'm just going to leave them at potential wildcards. They might be in the playoffs. They might not, but I think they have a better year than last year. Pats. Young but intriguing. They have a new head coach, Drake May, young O-line, kind of a new defense. I think they're close to being mid or missing the playoffs, but they're not there yet. They're probably going to finish right below 500. But like I said, they're still growing, so they got room to improve. Seahawks, mid. They're just mid. They're not young and intriguing. I think they missed the playoffs, but I think they're just mid. I don't know. I guess Sam Darnold's the QB of the future. We'll see how that works out. But they lost DK. They got JSN, which is a really good receiver, obviously. But I think they're mid at best. We got the Texans. They're a playoff team because they're probably going to win the division. They have a top 5 defense base, basically. They have a terrible division. They play in a terrible division. AFC South might be the worst division in the league. So they basically have a guaranteed spot at the playoffs. They have CJ Stroud. They have a pretty good receiving core. And they have a pretty good defense. So I put them as a playoff team. Then we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Same thing. They're a playoff team because they play in the NFC South with the Saints and who else they play with? They play with someone else trash. I mean, Panthers used to be trash, but Falcons. They kind of mid, I guess. But they play in also another pretty bad division. Any division with the Saints or like Giants in your division, I mean, it's not gonna be a solid division. But yeah, I think they win the division, so they're a playoff team. Then we got the Browns. They're not winning any division. They're not winning any games with those poop jerseys, boys. Sorry to break it to Browns fans. They're definitely gonna be number 1 pick contention this year. Word on the street is they want Arch Manning, which is crazy because they drafted 2 quarterbacks this year. But that is the word on the street, that the Browns want Arch Manning, which would be very funny if they get Arch Manning. Moving on. We got the Packers. I have them in a playoff team. I think Packers win the division. So I think the Packers are a playoff team. I don't know where they'll fall, but I think they are definitely a playoff team. And I think it's gonna be a tough division to win the division in, but I think they will win the division. I think the NFC North is one of the toughest divisions, so it'll be hard, but I think they win the division. And we got the Bills, obviously a Super Bowl contender. They have Josh Allen. They're gonna be a Super Bowl contender. I feel like their window has been open and slowly closing because they keep selling in the playoffs. But I'll still keep them at Super Bowl contenders, but the window is closing. They got to just get there. They keep selling. But they're contenders. Commanders. I have them as a playoff team. I think they most likely... Nope, I don't. Potential wild card. Let me switch that. Potential wild card. I say that because I think they finished 3rd in the division. And I don't know if 3rd gets you into the playoffs, but I'll keep them at potential wild card. I think Jaden in the offense is going to regress a little bit, and I think they'll still be good, but I don't think they're going to win the division. I don't think they come in 2nd again. And I think they probably come in 3rd, and they might make the playoffs, might not. Depends on how the NFC shapes up. Moving on, Eagles. Now I think they are a Super Bowl contender. I don't think they win the division, though. I think they are a Super Bowl contender. I don't think they win the division. I think the Cowboys win the division, so I can't put them anywhere higher than the Cowboys because I have the Cowboys win the division. But I think the Eagles still have a great season. They probably finish around 11 and 12 wins, and we'll see how they do in the playoffs. You never know. Chiefs, again, when you have Patrick Mahomes, you have to be a Super Bowl contender. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, you have to be a Super Bowl contender with those 2 guys on the team. They're probably going to be Super Bowl contenders till they don't have those guys on the team. So put them in Super Bowl contender. Now, let's get to my Super Bowl winner, starting with the Ravens. I hate to say it. As an unbiased NFL fan, I hate to say the Ravens probably have the best roster in the NFL. They're probably going to win the Super Bowl. It's now or never. If they don't win the Super Bowl this year, something is wrong. I don't know how they keep selling in the playoffs. Maybe it is Lamar. Maybe he is a playoff choker. I don't know. Maybe Mark Andrews can catch the ball this year. I don't know. It feels like every year they should win the Super Bowl, and they just never make it. I don't know how it keeps happening. The Ravens are just known playoff chokers, and I think it changes this year, unfortunately. But again, I'm not mad if the Ravens choke again. I'm not. But the Ravens have a great team, a complete team, top to bottom, probably the best roster in the league, besides maybe the Eagles. And I think they have a really good year this year. I just hope I'm wrong. Moving on. Dallas Cowboys. Again, as an unbiased NFL fan, I hate putting the Cowboys here. I hate it. 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 But I think they have probably the best offense in the league. I think Dak has an MVP year. I think CD has an offensive player of the year kind of year. I think GP has a really good year. I think Ferguson has a really good year. I think their defense plays better than last year. Their defense played well at the end of the last year. I think they carried that over. They have a new head coach. He seems better than McCarthy. It looks like the guys are kind of liking him more too. I just think the Cowboys might just shock a lot of people because a lot of people don't think the Cowboys are going to do anything this year. And I think they get at least 13 or 14 wins. They're probably going to be the number 1 seed in the NFL. And I think they win the Super Bowl, unfortunately. I hope I'm wrong, but I think they win the Super Bowl. But the team I hope I'm not wrong on is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I know people are going to say I'm biased. I know. But as an unbiased NFL fan, the Steelers, highest paid defense in the league, brought in Jalen Ramsey, brought in Darius Slay, drafted a bunch of rookies, drafted some D-line help, drafted some guys to help stop the run. Peyton Willis, TJ Watt. I mean, they got guys. Joey Porter Jr. Their defense should be great this year. This should be their best defense in the last 5 years, which is saying a lot. All right. Now, bring in Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest quarterbacks ever. Still can play ball. He had a great year last year. He can still throw the ball. You bring in DK Metcalf, who, again, probably will have a career year this year with Aaron Rodgers. You bring in Caleb Johnson, the rookie running back from Iowa. You have Jalen Warren, so you have 2 great running backs. You have Calvin Austin, who is probably one of the most underrated slot receivers in the NFL. You have Roman Wilson, that they haven't seen anything from him, but he could be good. You have a great, young, hopefully healthy O-line. Like I said, this all depends on health. They have to stay healthy, but they stay healthy. Their O-line stays healthy. A-Rod stays healthy. I don't see how they don't win 13 or 14 games and they don't go to the Super Bowl. I don't see how it doesn't happen. It should happen. It's a Super Bowl bust year. Everyone knows it's a Super Bowl bust year. Tomlin said it's a Super Bowl bust year, so it's a Super Bowl or bust year. They are a Super Bowl winning team. They should get 13 or 14 wins. They have a great defense, probably top 2. They have potentially a great offense, depending on health. If they stay healthy, they should be in the Super Bowl. And my dark horse Super Bowl team is the Chargers. I think the Chargers, and I think Herbert could have an MVP year. I think the Chargers with the Harbaugh, their defense, the division they play in, I think they win their division. I think they beat the Steelers this year too, and they played the Steelers. And I think they're a dark horse for a Super Bowl team. I think a lot of people are sleeping on the Cowboys and Chargers, and I both have them as Super Bowl winners. So I've 1 NFC team and 3 AFC teams in my Super Bowl winners. But like I said, I think the Chargers and Cowboys are 2 dark horses that a lot of people are sleeping on. But that's my list. This is my NFL Super Bowl prediction tier list for the 2025 season. Screenshot it, come back to it. I'm probably going to be right about at least 4 of these. If I had to guess, I'm probably going to be right at 4 out of 8. I'm going to go 6 out of 8, to be honest. I think I'm 6 out of 8 on these. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm perfect. Just telling you right now, I'm probably perfect.